Hello, this is Mike with TradeWinds RV Center, here to congratulate you on your Jayco Redhawk 26XM motorhome. I'm going to walk you around it, show you how to use a few things to get the best out of your camping experience. Let's start by talking about arriving at the campsite. A few things to take into consideration when you're parking. On your campsite, leave plenty of room for this awning. On your off campsite, you got a short little slide to leave room for, but besides your slide, I also want you to think about where your power and water connections are going to be. Your power cord stores right behind your tire, and then your docking station is going to be right behind that, with your water connection at the very rear on your driver's side of your tow vehicle, or driver's side of your vehicle. Once you arrive, get you a good parking spot. First thing we're going to do is run down our auto leveling. So coming up inside the coach, just to our left here, got our main power switch. It's going to turn on all the power to the unit. Turn that on. Come all the way over here to the right. Now we can turn it on. And we're just going to touch. First thing we have to also make sure we do is press in our emergency brake, our parking brake. Once that's in, touch auto level. Auto level grounding jacks, remain still and wait. I like to get out of the unit, stay out of the way. I'm going to go ahead and start running these down. Once it runs them down, the unit's level, stable, we can hook up our power and water. You got this big long 30 amp cord. Plugs, storage is actually right inside here. Show you your auto leveling down here. Now your front ones are going to start running down. There they go. There goes one, here comes the other. So once they're down again, we'll go ahead and hook up our power and water. Big long 30 amp cord stores inside here. Should you need to plug into a 110, there'll be a 30 to 15 amp reducer in your convenience pack. Once you got our water hooked up, or our power hooked up, next thing we do is hook up our water. In this docking station here, first thing we're going to do is start with this on city water fixtures at campsites. So we're going to set this at 2 and 6. 2 over here, 6 over here. Grab your water pressure regulator. Come back here to where it says city water connection. Hook this up. The reason you want to hook this up, this is going to reduce the water pressure to 40 to 50 psi, protecting the lines in your unit. Always use these because you don't know what the water pressure is at different campsites. Hook that up. Hook up your hose. Don't turn your hose on yet. See our auto leveling's all the way down now. We're going to come around and find our hot water heater. All we're doing at this point, folks, is make sure our drain plug's back on there. Get that on there nice and tight. Once that's on there snug, we can go ahead and turn that hose on. Once that hose has been on for a couple minutes, we're going to come up inside the unit. All the way up top here. And this is where we're going to extend our slide. Now we're going to extend it if you needed to, because you need to get in the bathroom. Open up your showers and everything in there. Your sink in here. Get all the air out of the lines. Get a nice steady flow of water going through them. Then you know you're all set to camp. Shut them off and you're all set. I'm going to leave this closed for a minute so we can see better things on the outside for now. Actually, the way this is set up, you wouldn't even need to open it till you're ready to come inside the unit. Now let's say we're going to go camping and we're not going to use city water. We're going to go dry camping, or boondocking as they like to call it. In that case, we're going to start, this is a two-step process. We're going to start with city fill tank. Turning this to 1 and 6. And we're going to fill that tank in the same spot. What we're going to do is we're going to go inside and watch the level of our freshwater tank. Where you check the levels of your black and crate tanks, there's also a freshwater button. Keep an eye on that when you're filling it. Once that's full, come out here, remove that hose. Come back down here. Now we will switch this to what is called normal. 3 and 5. Now whenever you want to utilize that water, you'll turn on your water pump. Don't turn on your water pump when hooked up to city waters. That's already pressurized and not needed. Just once you turn it to normal, out boondocking. Now a couple other ways to set up in here. There's also country fill, 1 and 4, that is where you will just siphon. You turn on your water pump and siphon from, say, a big gallon jug or whatever you want to put in there with. Also 5-gallon buckets, whatever, you'll just siphon it out of there. Same thing with sanitizing and winterizing. You just make sure that you bypass your hot water heater, and then you'll siphon in your antifreeze by turning on your water pump. Sanitized tank, that's just to siphon in some soapy water to clean your tanks out. All right, we're all set up with power and water. Let's go ahead and walk you around the rest of the unit. We continued in this docking station. Our low point drains are also here. There's a docking light should you arrive at night, need to see better in here. So right here's where we're going to be dumping our black and gray tanks. There's where we'll fuel up. Outdoor shower, black tank flush. We'll talk about that when leaving the campsite and dumping our black tanks. Again, our city water fill. This is so you can lock this up when you have your power cord in here. Storage. Low point drain. That is going to be your freshwater low point. Underneath here is going to be our generator. We'll go inside and start that up here shortly. Coming back around to our campsite, you will have a manual in there from Ford on your chassis and everything on the unit. Got your outdoor speakers, a vent for your hood range, access panel to your fridge. This is again your hot water heater. The flue for your furnace, couple things on that. One, making sure it's never blocked. 2, if you're running your furnace, steer clear. That does get hot. Right up here is where you fill your propane. You got outdoor kitchen here. Quick connect LP is right there. More lighting out here in a 110. Electric fridge. More storage here as well. Little pantry type area. Got a ladder, utilize it. Go up there and check the seams of your roof and caulk as needed with recommended RV roofing caulk a couple times a year. Your accessory hitch rack, information that is all there. Well, it covers everything out here. So take a look on the inside. Alright, so coming up inside the unit, in here is your chassis battery. That's what this turns on and off. You got an awning light, a speaker outside. On your awning, you only want to run that awning out until that silver bar hangs down. There's your light, I'm sorry, awning light. You only want to run that out until that silver bar falls down. If you were to hold that going out, it will continue to run itself out and start to run itself up backwards onto itself. So keep an eye on it when you run it out. Don't run it out further than you need to. Again, our power, same thing I just spoke on. This is your 12-volt carbon monoxide propane detector. That's always running off your battery, so keep that in mind. 110, some interior lights, your power step, and exterior lights. Your awning comes this way back in. Your exterior light would be this porch light here. Coming up inside the unit. Slam locks work best when just gently slammed. You hear your power step coming up. Up here to our left, up top is where we'll start with generator. I'll do that in a moment. Here's our slide. We're just going to hit extend on that. Just going to go ahead and rock your slide out. Down here is where we check the levels of our battery. Fresh, black, and gray tanks. That fresh button is the one I said to hold down when filling up your potable water or your fresh water. Here's where you turn on your tank heaters. That'll turn on a little 12-volt pad on your tanks. And if you're in inclement weather, you think your tanks might freeze. Water pump down is on. You'll see it turn on here by the light. Water heater. Over here for gas, over here for electric. It does make a difference. Choose correctly. Coming into our kitchen here, we got a bunch of lighting, accent lightings. Power port here. Push that in to drop that down. 110s and a couple of USBs. Microwave. Oops, stop. Clear. Just give me a quick. Popcorn start. There it goes. And below that, your light and fan. Above your cooktop, this glass top makes a nice backsplash. Flip that back, turn on our panel light. All we're gonna do is turn this to gas. Down here, hit your spark. Now turn these on. Same thing all the way around. Turn these, hit your spark. Once your gas is all the way on, those all light up. Same thing on your oven. Turn that to light. Spark it. That'll light it. Then turn it to your desired temperature. Rock that panel light down for an oven light. Coming in here to your fridge. Norco is pretty simple. So our different modes are auto. Auto means when you're plugged in, it'll show a plug. When you unplug, it'll show an A plus gas. Or you can just screw the plug or just the gas. Over here, changes your temperature. Breaker box and fuses over here. Here is our fuses, a ton of 15s. And our breaker box. Coming into the living room. Turn on our TV. So the biggest thing is when you get to the campsites, go into your menu, run a digital channel scan, and that'll allow you to pick up all the local channels at the campsites. It is on a swivel.
OPP was planted everywhere.
So make sure you push it back before you close the unit up. Down below that, fireplace. Not just for looks anymore. I can go through and show you all the pretty brighter or dimmer, but the biggest thing now is the heat, folks. If you're at a campsite and you're plugged in and it gets so chilly in the morning or evening, simply crank this up. This will get it toasting here in no time. Use their electricity instead of your gas. And coming back to our bedroom back here, or bathroom, excuse me. Just want to make sure you have this snapped open for travel. That's going to keep that from bouncing all over the place. Come in and turn on our lighting and a fan. Bath fan is up there. Hand crank open that. 110 here. A little plumbing to maintain. There's where your water filter is. Just keep an eye on your plumbing, especially if you travel a lot in it, move a lot with it. You're bouncing a house down the road. It's almost all PEX nowadays, easy to maintain. Just make sure nothing's wiggled loose. Coming over here to our sofa / bed. Here's our sliding drawers, or we'll remove these clip-ins. Come over to our control panel. Turn this from off to on for our Euro bed. Be careful, it's come down kind of quickly. Back up out of the way. And then just lay your cushion down back there. Push this back up. Just hit and raise. It'll stop in between if you need it to. Just tuck that back up in there. Once it's back up in there, shut that off for safety. Put our cushions back on. We're back to a sofa. 110 there. Come back over here to show your AC. Crank that up. Quick dump on the ends. And you notice I shut your AC off. Shuts off quickly. You crank your heater up, your furnace on. You hear that start. Now you'll notice when I shut that off, it actually takes a few minutes for that fan to cycle through before you'll hear the furnace shut off. Another 110 on this side of the couch. Tons of our storage in here. This table will actually lift up off this bar. I believe it'll sit down here. There's enough room for that to sit on there. And put a couple flat cushions on top. That'll give you another sleeping quarters. A lighting for here is there. Fold down our upper bunk. That's where our ladders are set in. We've got our smoke alarm up here. Our lighting for up here. All of our board info up here. Again, should be a manual in there for that. Fire extinguisher, make sure that you and everyone in this camp with you knows the fire extinguisher is located by the entry doorway. with a smoke alarm right above that. That about covers everything from the inside. Let's act like we're leaving the campsite and close the unit up. I'll go ahead and start walking through and securing the items. Walk through and make sure our vents are closed. This one as well as the one in the bathroom. Come to my control panel, and I'm gonna shut off my interior lighting. Sorry, it's down here. Now I can see all the other lighting is accent lighting. So I need to walk through and shut off, including my bathroom. Once all the accent lighting shut off, I can go back to here and turn on my interior lighting again. And say doors and drawers. Walk through your unit, make sure all doors and drawers are closed. Again, vents are closed. Nothing's going to impede our slide from coming in. All items are secure for travel. We're just going to hit retract. That's going to bring that in rather quickly. Let's get our slide in. Come back down here. We're going to make sure our power's turned back on. Emergency brake is still on. Turn our power back on. Turn on our auto leveling. Now whether we're at a campsite or out boondocking, we're going to bring up our auto leveling just by hitting retract. There we go. Auto retract, all jacks. Had to touch it twice. Go ahead and sit here and wait for that. If, like I said, if we're out dry camping, we're going to bring up this auto leveling system and dump our freshwater drain. I shall show you that on our way out. We're ready, all jacks are up. Shut that off. Exit the unit, shut off our power. Again, if we are dry camping, we'll come around. Dump our freshwater tank. If we're at a campsite, we'll unhook our power, our water, our cable, bring up our stabilizing jacks, and head on up to the dump station. Now, at the dump station, park accordingly. The dump's gonna be almost all the way to the rear of the unit on your off camp side. Hook up your hose and pull our black holding tank. Once it sounds like that black is no longer draining, go inside, see if it's empty. If it shows empty or close to empty, come back out here, leave that black handle open, grab the hose at the dump station, and hook up to the tank flush valve. Again, emphasizing leaving that black handle open. Turn that hose on and let that run for a good 5 minutes. It's going to wash all that nastiness out of your black tank. When that's done, put that on there. Make sure all that washout water you just put in there has drained. Then close your black and pull your gray. While my grays are draining, get inside here, open up our low point drains. If we're done camping, we don't want to leave hot water in our hot water heater, leave it all stagnant. We'll come around here and lift up on this pressure release valve. That's going to dump hot water out of there, so be careful. When it's done, push that back down, and then you can pull that drain plug for residual hot water. When this gray tank is done, close it up, remove your hose, and conveniently and sanitarily store it right here in your bumper and head on home. Again, thank you guys so much for your purchase. Hope you enjoy this Redhawk for many years to come. Happy camping.